Between 1969 and 1974, the Weather Underground claimed that they were responsible for bombings of the Capitol, the Pentagon, various courthouses, ROTC and draft buildings, and other political locations. William Ayers was the co-founder of this organization, which opposed the Vietnam War and other American tactics which they viewed as fascist, racist, and sexist. Their goal was peace through demonstration, protest, and any means necessary, including violence. The Weather Underground was opposed to the war in Vietnam and believed that it was a fight that involved every American and needed to be fought on their behalf. William Ayers was the chief architect of the organization. Just as the military uses helicopters, missiles, guns, and bombs in their bloody show of power in Southeast Asia, so too would the Weather Underground use violence in their campaign for peace. The Weather Underground started off in 1968 as the Weathermen, which stemmed from the SDS, or Students for a Democratic Society. The Weathermen invoked protests during the Days of Rage that took place in Chicago, Illinois, during the Democratic National Convention in 1968. These protests involved looting, rioting, and violence in the streets. Remember, this was a peaceful demonstration, but it wasn't necessarily peaceful. During the convention, Ayers, who was one of the leaders of the Weathermen, helped to destroy a statue that was a tribute to the policemen that were killed at the Haymarket and labor riots of 1886. In 1970, the Weathermen issued a declaration of war against America, in which they changed their names to the Weather Underground Organization, or the WUO. Shortly after the declaration was made, a Manhattan townhouse in which members of the Weather Underground were building bombs to be detonated during a dance at Fort Dix burnt down to the ground after the bombs accidentally exploded, killing 3 members of the Weather Underground. One of the members that died was Ayers' then-girlfriend. After the townhouse explosion, Ayers, his current wife Bernadine Dorn, and other members of the Weather Underground went on the run after being put on the FBI's most wanted list. After going into hiding, the New York City Police headquarters was bombed in June of 1970. In July of 1970, 13 Weather Underground members were indicted for conspiracy to commit terrorism, and a New York City bank was bombed in revenge. A barbershop in the Capitol building was bombed in March of 1971 after the American invasion of Laos. In 1972, a bathroom in the Pentagon was bombed in retaliation of the American bombing of Hanoi and the bombing of North Vietnam harbors. Ayers has since taken credit for these bombings and many others. Ayers and Dorn came out of hiding in 1980 and pled guilty to jumping bail stemming from incidents which took place in 1969. They were acquitted of any charges against them due to technicalities concerning illegal surveillance by the authorities. Ayers has said about his trials, tribulations, and resulting freedom, "Guilty as sin, free as a bird. America is a great country."